Welcome, dear viewers. We are at Shokani Hall, Sana'a, the capital of Yemen. We are at the inauguration ceremony of the Conference of Media and the Slanders upon Religions. The title of the conference, Freedom of Speech and Slander on Religion and the Role of Media. As all of us know, that many slanders were done by different resources based on freedom of speech. Lately, there was a slander by the Israeli TV on Jesus, may peace be upon him, and his mother, Mary the Virgin, may peace be upon her. That was preceded by the Danish cartoons and the attacks upon Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. This is why this conference is held. The start of the ceremony is a recitation of Al-Quran Al-Kareem by Dr. Sheikh Abdullah bin Ali Basfar, the General Secretary of the Quran Memorization International Establishment.
واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين صدق الله العظيم.
وبدت الحاجة ملحة لعقد مؤتمر حول الإعلام المعاصر بين حرية التعبير والإساءة إلى الدين. هذا المؤتمر الذي تحتضنه العاصمة صنعاء تحت رعاية
The Quran recitation is followed by a talk by Sheikh Hamoud al-Hitar, the Minister of Endowment of the Arab Republic of Yemen. Sheikh Hitar welcomed all the guests of Yemen in their own hometown, Sana'a. And he said, Yemen is the source of Islam, and Arabs throughout history is welcoming everybody. And it's upon us today to start to defend the Islamic and all the religious figures and to defend morality all over the world. And specifically, he is welcoming the Muslim World League in voice, and on their head is Dr. Abdullah Turki, the General Secretary of the League.
خدمة للحق والعدل والسلام والمصالح الإنسانية المشتركة. وفق الله الجميع إلى كل خير، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله 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 يا الله يا عظيما تعالى علاه يا عظيما تعالى علاه الله الله الله.
أتاكم أهل اليمن هم أرق أفئدة وألين قلوبا. الإيمان يمان والحكمة يمانية. والحمد لله.
Dr. Turki started by talking about assumptions in the West against Islam. And the Western media pictures Islam as an enemy, a constant enemy to the West, specifically after the downfall of communism, and the need of the West to have an enemy, to have a wall to attack. And also among the reasons of this attack, that there are many Muslim minorities are living in the West, and there is kind of migration by Muslims to the West. And today, under the opening and the endeavor of the international technological modernization, especially in the field of media. There are many of the educational elites and the scholars in the West who are concerned about Islam and the Islamic studies. And it's our role to enlighten the world about Islam. Dr. Turki said, in this convention, we are concentrating on, number one, reasons of this attack, or let's call it these waves of attacks. Why? Analyzing it. Number two, to come up with strategies to defend, but more than that, also to explain Islam to others. Number three, it's upon us to explain and to define religion. And religion is not a barrier of modernization. It's not an obstacle in front of humanity or human modernization. It's the contrary. Religion is a vehicle for success and also a vehicle to come up with solutions for mankind. And the call of the custodian of the two holy mosques for dialogue among the followers of the international religions. The cause of this call is to establish foundations of moralities to protect mankind. And it's the responsibility of the Islamic media to shed lights upon the problems of the world all over, and to come up with solutions depending on the scholars of this ummah and the inviters, the da'iyah, the propagators. And at the very end, Dr. Turki asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for the people all over to come up with good solutions.
أسعدتم الرابطة وأسعدتم وزارة الأوقاف والإرشاد في الاشتراك في هذا المؤتمر الذي يتطلع الناس إليه، ونؤمل ألا يكون مجرد أحاديث وكلمات ومواعظ تلقى ثم تنتهي. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى التوفيق. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله 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 يا الله يا عظيما تعالى علاه يا عظيما تعالى علاه الله الله الله.
معالي الأمين العام لرابطة العالم الإسلامي، معالي وزير الأوقاف والإرشاد،
of Dr. Muhammad Samak, on the behalf of the speakers of the conference and the guests. Dr. Samak started by saying a quotation by Imam Ali radiallahu anhu, where he said, "My Lord, whoever you gave him mind, what did you deny him? And whoever you denied him the mind, the logic to think, what did you give him?" Because the mind and the logic is the most important gift by God to people. And he asked and wondered, how could animosity and love be created? How can we create an image or an impression about others? We know that media is a mean, it's not the purpose. But media is presenting what goes inside the mind. And what goes inside the mind is different from media. Man, throughout his history and his trip of research, has been wondering and questioning to come up with answers. Mankind has developed from the question how to the big question why. And this is important to move from the medias to the intellect, to the actual questions of this life. Why we're here. And this is the role of the Islamic media. Islamic media is not just a mean of presenting people opinions and people attitudes and people directions. The media today became a maker of opinion, a maker of goals and objectives. The media right now is the manufacturer of thoughts. It's not just the vehicle that represent what goes in people's mind. And we can witness today that the Western media is doing this job very clearly and in a very articulate way. And they are making the waves of thinking. Matter of fact, they are brainwashing the minds. This is why this conference, to create media industry in Islamic countries, to clarify the facts and to present the positive image about Islam.
كيف تحفظ؟ كيف تغير؟
الله 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 يا عظيما تعالى علاه يا عظيما تعالى علاه الله
الأخوة الوزراء، فضيلة الشيخ الدكتور عبد الله بن عبد المحسن التركي أمين عام رابطة العالم الإسلامي، الضيوف الكرام، الأخوة والأخوات المشاركين في هذا المؤتمر، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
That was followed by a speech of the Prime Minister of Yemen, Muhammad Ali Majwar. And he said in the very beginning, it is my pleasure that I carry to you the message of greetings from the President of the Republic of Yemen, General Ali Abdullah Saleh. And he said, I welcome Yemen guests, and it's a sign that the capital of Yemen, the historical capital of Yemen, Sana'a, was the focus point of the scholars throughout history. And it's our pleasure again to receive the Muslim and its guests here. I'm talking about Islam. Islam is based upon dialogue. Islam is based openness. Islam is based upon humanity and acceptance. And the message of Islam is monotheism of God. The message of Islam is full of justice. The message of Islam is full of equality. The message of Islam is full of freedom and liberty. The message of Islam is international message. It's not a focal message concerned with certain folklore or certain race or certain religion or certain nationalism or an ethnic group or a sectarian message. And the importance of this conference comes while we witness a vicious attack after attack against Islam. Some among the thinkers in the West and the media in the West, day and night attacking Islam and belittling it. And they are carrying a flag or a banner called the clash of civilizations instead of the dialogue among civilizations. It is very urgent for us that we depend upon our own media abilities, and we need to work as a team together, and we need to depend upon the professional work as organizations in the media. And we need to depend upon the scientific methods in order for us to produce the heard messages. And we need to bring together the people of thinking, the people of open way thinking, to reach the message of Islam to others and to avoid or to prevent the attack of terrorism that carried actually by a small minority of Muslims. And this small minority of Muslims wanted to possess the opinion, and a matter of fact, as if they are saying, we are the only representatives of Islam. While the silent majority are silent. And that's not right. Matter of fact, he was quoting that the leader of the Atlantic Alliance said it's upon us to make Islam as the enemy for us. And it's important here to know that in the history, the Archbishop of Canterbury called upon the House of Commons in the history of Britain to forbid the coffee because they call it the seed of Muhammad in history.
والمحافظة على جوهرها نقيا من الشوائب فإنها أيضا رسالة عالمية.
الله 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 يا عظيما تعالى علاه يا عظيما تعالى علاه الله الله.
That was followed also by a talk of Dr. Abdullah Saeed Al-Ghamdi. He talked about the Crusader Wars and their effect on ruining the image of Islam. He said many waves came from the Crusaders on Palestine, Egypt, Tunisia, North Africa, and older than that and before that. And in his own opinion, he concludes that the attack from Denmark is part of this plot.
في هذا المؤتمر المهم وورقتي ستنصب حول موضوع محدد وهو تأثير الإعلام على القيم الأخلاقية.
And the last one in the inauguration session was Dr. Saeed Harib from the United Arab Emirates. He mentioned some statistics and important statistics. He said according to the UNESCO, 69% of the people are affected by television. And he said 66% of the children are affected negatively and from the age under 18 in the Arab countries. He said the average person are watching hours of TV. According to some studies by UNESCO, for the age of under 18 in the Arab countries, it says 14,000 hours schooling. The students spend 14 hours schooling in school and 22,000 hours in front of TV. So the effect of TV more than the effect of the educational system. And according to TV Guide studies, it says from the age 12 to 17, almost 4 years of TV. 4 years a person spends on TV. And he said 23 programs about youth. In every 10 minutes of these programs, there is an obscene word that appears. This is why we'll find many diseases and results appeared. One of them, and not all of them, which is teenagers' pregnancy in the West. He mentions, according to the studies of the 2006 Gregorian, $3.5 billion are the income of the pornography programs. According to Tel Aviv University study, for them they say there is a danger, this is the Israeli study, there is a danger from the Islamic channels of Egypt. According to Tel Aviv University, 85% of the girls who watch TV in Egypt and in the Arab countries are muhajjabat. They are wearing hijab. And according to the same studies, that 65% of the youth started to carry the Quran. So the Israeli study is leading to the danger of the Islamic satellite channels. According to the international studies, 150 million people are sharing on the Facebook. But worse than that, 7 million sites are pornographical sites on the internet. 7 million sites. According to this, some also international studies that says 43 million people, 1,300,000 persons have entered an international pornography site in the last 2 years. This is a study for 1,000 persons from the age of 7 to the age of 18. 43% of them have received pornographical messages. Dr. Harib ended by saying, so forbidding and not allowing is not the solution. It's the matter of equipping our youth with the abilities, with the vehicles for them to immune them from these international pornographical or obscenity attacks. That was followed also with Dr. Saeed Ismail Sini, who talked about details of the Crusader Wars. And that concludes the first side of the inauguration ceremony and the first session of the conference.